An elderly woman visited a store that sold jade and requested 7 kilograms of potatoes. The owner was delighted to help and started packing the potatoes. However, the woman stopped him and requested that each potato be wrapped individually. The man complied and asked if there was anything else he could help with. The woman then requested 4 kilograms of onions to be wrapped in a similar manner. The shop owner packed the onions and asked if there was anything else. The woman requested 7 kilograms of carrots. "Let me guess," said the owner with a sour face. "You want them wrapped individually." "Oh, that would be grand," she said. The shop owner fulfilled her request and packed all her items in a bag. The woman then asked, "What are in those crates behind you?" The man flushed red and said, "Madam, these are grapes and they are not for sale." 1. It was Sunday, and the preacher has just finished an inspiring church service when Rick, the wealthiest man in town, stood up and asked to address the congregation. The preacher wasn't surprised at this. "Just make it quick, Rick." He sighs. "Sure, Father," said Rick. He cleared his throat and addressed the audience. "I can still recall the day when I earned my first dollar," he began. "That same evening, I attended a church meeting where the speaker talked about his humanitarian efforts. At that moment, I had only that single dollar to my name, and I had to make a tough decision. Give it to the speaker's cause, or keep it for myself. I chose to donate it all, and I truly believe that God blessed that decision, which is why I am a millionaire today." He finished, a tear gleaming in his eye. "Oh yeah?" An old woman in the audience stood up. "I dare you to do it again." 2. A man rents a room and pays extra on the condition the landlady prepare his work lunch every day. So on the first day, she packs him a sandwich on normal sandwich bread, using the last night's leftovers of meatloaf, adding in some fruit and a bottle of soda. When he comes home, he politely tells her that it wasn't quite enough food for him. The next day, she makes 2 sandwiches, turkey this time, and adds a container of salad, some crackers and peanut butter, and a slice of cake. That night, he told her most apologetically that while the food was delicious, he found himself still hungry. And could she possibly put in a little more tomorrow? The next day, she uses long slices of sourdough bread to construct a pair of huge sandwiches, and includes crackers and peanut butter, chips and dip, and veggies and ranch dressing, and a whole 2 liter of soda. That night, he smiles very kindly and tells her it was almost enough food. The next day, throwing caution to the wind and idly wondering if she's feeding his entire workplace, she cuts a loaf of bread in half and stuffs it with pounds of meat and cheese, an entire head of lettuce, tomatoes, onions, other vegetables, sauces, everything. That night, he fixes her with a dry look and says, "So, I see we're back down to 1 sandwich." 3. 3 youngsters were in the midst of a spirited debate to determine who had the swiftest dad. "My dad is the fastest," Anya exclaimed excitedly. "He's a builder and can chuck a brick off the 5th floor, race down the stairs, and catch it before it even hits the ground." "That's nothing," Brad boasted. "My dad is much faster. He's a professional archer and can target an arrow at a wolf's head, fire it, and then run and grab the creature before the arrow even lands." "Incredible," exclaimed Tommy. "But I think my father's way faster." "What makes you say that?" asked Anya and Brad curiously. "My father has been working at the DMV for 20 years, Tommy answered. "He's expected to be off work at 5 p.m, but he's so speedy he's home by 1, for?" As Josh strolled along the street, he saw his buddy Michael striding along anxiously with lots of bags in his hands. "Hey Michael, is everything all right? You seem kinda jumpy." Michael set the bags on the ground and said, "Yeah, I was just now at the state-of-the-art supermarket that they launched in the industrial part of the city." "Oh? What's it like there? I heard it's remarkable." "Kind of," Michael replied. Josh was amazed when Michael described the grocery store with enthusiasm, emphasizing the atmosphere of naturalness and genuineness. You could hear cows mooing and smell the barn in the milk section. In the egg aisle, chickens were cackling, and the chicken coop was in the air, and it was even better in the vegetable section. You could literally hear the farmers and smell the fields. "Wow, that sounds incredible," Josh exclaimed. "Well, yes, in principle," said Michael with a grimace. "But this is the last time I'm going there to buy toilet paper." 5. On a very windy day, a rabbi was walking along when a strong gust of wind blew his hat off his head. The rabbi ran after the hat, but the wind was too strong. It kept blowing his hat farther and farther away. A non-Jewish young man, seeing what had happened, ran after the hat, caught it and gave it back to the rabbi. The rabbi was so grateful that he gave the young man $20 and blessed him. The young man was so excited that he decided to go the racetrack, and with the rabbi's blessing, he decided to check the program and place the entire $20 on a horse. After the races, he went home and recounted his very exciting day to his father. "I arrived at the 5th race and looked at the program. I saw this horse named Top Hat was running. The odds on this horse were 100 to 1, but since I received the rabbi's blessing, I bet the entire $20 on Top Hat, and guess what? He won. In the next race, there was a horse named Bowler at 30 to 1, so I bet the entire amount of my winnings on him, and guess what? I won again." "So did you bring the money home?" asked his father. "No," said the son. "I lost it all on the last race. There was a horse named Chateau that was a heavy favorite, so I bet everything on him. And since Chateau means hat in French, I figured he was a sure thing." "You fool," said the father. "Hat in French is chapeau, not chateau." Sighing to himself, the father then asked, "So who did win the race?" "A real long shot," said the son. "Some Spanish horse named Sombrero." 6. Man walks up to the employee and says, "Yeah, I would like, the Polish sausage." The employee kind of chuckles and says, "Polish sausage, you must be Polish." The man gets immediately angry and yells, "Hey, just because I ordered a Polish sausage, don't make me Polish. If I order Drench fries, does that make me Drench? If I order Swedish meatballs, does that make me Swedish? If I ordered a Cuban sandwich, does that make me Cuban? Give me one good reason you have the right to think I'm Polish because I ordered a Polish sausage, because I'm not Polish." The employee sighs. "Sir, this is a hardware store.